around the edge of the ring right now. Squads that haven't been super proactive about their position are getting picked off, and that includes a lot of our North American squads. C9 and DZ, the prime examples. Oxygen did set themselves up and now are playing the chase game, seeing what they can find. They miss out on the last kill from Cloud9 and instead now have found themselves in the open area and further from the next ring.
Elsewhere, Omid, Reject have fallen, but Oxygen, this is their home. Now think back to when they were able to reclaim Barometer from themselves. This is a game that should be theirs in that moment. But when you've got Liquid Alienware, which might I add, those jerseys look fire. I love seeing Legacy go through Liquid Alienware, and it's now time to start their legacy.
Wish I could see them in red right now. Liquid Alienware, for all that they fight well, haven't managed to pick up any kills so far. Just now we're thinking about pulling off a third party. Na'Vi overlooked this, however. All three of these squads will have to move to the east for the next ring. The east, where Red Rams are kings.
Look, we talked about it. They're not contested over there in Lightning Rod. A decent rotation that is required to come down from the further northeast side, yet they have found themselves with such a priority place in that next zone. But for Na'Vi, who have to fight their way through it, clearing their left side, their biggest threats, Matafe, the IGL, on that 30-30 to allow that opening damage. I think historically back, when you're kind of playing a little bit of IGL anchor in that zone, they've got to throw it down, and they jump to the low ground. The ring at that team's back, and they will not be able to live here. But this is tough right now. We got Kinda here. Now, you guys in the audience will know him from his time on Element 6, has made waves, joining up alongside Na'Vi.
Trades are so bad for Na'Vi, though. They're going to go down. Nothing they can do after trying to clear their backs. 4 teams left. Virtus Pro still alive, trying to make it 3, but in the course of this may very well make it 2. Kinotrope have now fallen. It's Red Rams and Crazy Raccoon on the other side. APAC North versus APAC South.
They just keep on throwing down the damage, but there's only so much you can do when you must throw down in the open water into the loving arms of Red Rams, who are just looking to pick up every bit of KP as they take down VP. Now with a good scan to get the positioning on where that remaining squad is, Red Rams has all the space.
This is the best possible scenario for Red Rams. With the bank smoke clouding their vision for a moment, note the rock that they've already got priority over when compared to Crazy Raccoon, who with Watson don't have the ability to really take space in the same way. Watson can control it once you have it, but she's very bad at actually being aggressive. These arc stars that they're throwing is the last-ditch effort of Crazy Raccoon to get some sort of safety. They play the rock that Red Rams had. They find the first knock.
And they're just looking for more. I love that Jung. He already had the pylon, ready to throw it down, but takes too much damage. But despite Red Rams having all the space, Crazy Raccoon swarms in and takes map 1.
And with the nades, with the timing, Crazy Raccoon pull off something that should have been a whole lot harder. Red Rams really underestimated the competition in that final circle. They're not fishing for little bits of KP, they're fishing for squad wipes.
And Cloud9 is fishing for a stellar performance, but they've been inside down B since the dawn of map 2. Able to find a knock, but for Serenity here with the incoming Bangalore ult, are just going to try and find a space that is safe on them. It's going to allow Jen Burton here and Zero to lead the charge, look for angles, try to find what they can, because Cloud9, between all the barrels that we're kind of looking forward here, we have so much space investing. The rolling thunder, we see Pricey fall. Zero still making use of the Kraber.
Cloud9 have to know they're likely dead. They're waiting for Virtus Pro to fall, and now that we've hit top 3, it's C9 who are on blues, who have very little to work with. Remember, DZ have plenty of nades for the sole choke that C9 have to go through. They're pushing through it now. Will DZ actually punish this through the smoke? Cloud9 can't see the squad in front of them.
And we have 15 seconds to that next scan. But that Nox gas, that slowing effect, is one of the most detrimental regions for it. Cloud9 has fallen. Zero does grab a couple of Nox, falls in the meantime, and this is Serenity's time to drop down from high ground, and they take map number 2.
That was so cool from Serenity. I mean, it was exciting to watch play out on the low ground. I did not expect Serenity to be the ones who rotated in, who took the passive route up against Disguise, and to be able to sit on down Beast height for that long gave them such a massive advantage. Well played, of course, from all three of our squads that ended up in the final zone, because all three of them took very different directions to get there. DZ, early rotation, Serenity, mid-game rotation, and C9, they never left.
That's their home.
I was born here.
And then you think about it, right? Look over here, just let me be. We were talking about legacies and wanting to create them, and you know, that's tough.
Teams have ignored Reject Winity's path into this game, however, and from the north, they have one of the best positions. Virtus Pro on low ground does only Jewel have such a limited ability to access this game, to influence it in any real way. It's Reject, who again are being ignored, that are likely going to come out on top of all this.
9 imps, he's got 5 eliminations, 8 for the total squad. They clean up Na'Vi, but this is where it's going to get tough. We have 4 squads remaining. Liquid Alienwares, Yanya, the solo, Virtus Pro looks to be on the right side. Now, this is where Aurora is going to try
Lifeline is down first.
That is always going to be a tough spot, right? But 9 Impulse does have potentially a smoke, but they're focusing on healing themselves up, maybe waiting for those to lock in behind the supply crate. But Yanya is going to be able to poke and prod, put damage on it, but then you've got the squad on the north, Reject, who just has lines of sight galore.
Reject, they know what's going on. There are drops on both sides. Aurora have to go for the reset. Ignore Reject. And I cannot believe they get this res off. Reject have taken so long to actually take space. And with Zhangzhu now on the side, they're going to have to create a team fight out of nowhere. Aurora have reset.
Yeah, but Reject's the same squad in map number 2 that leaves their building to take an engagement. But Obli opens it up, throws it down, cleans up Aurora in a blink of an eye. They do it!
Underestimating Reject. To quote Obli himself, "You will regret." That was an incredible way to close out the game. Not
Well, that's because it's their biggest threat, right? They have an amazing opportunity to Disguise with the position they find themselves in, but we'll turn our rotations back to the west because Serenity, Virtus Pro, and Oxygen are all going to have to push out at the same time as Dark Zero do get eliminated in 6th. 5 squads now remain. 4 of them are on this western side. There's only Disguised on the east.
Disguised in a great spot to win this one. The zone will force the play here from VP, but the Thermite is going to slow down that push. Only 2 ways to leave for them. And they're going to hope that someone else does some damage. By the way, in the kill feed, DSG have found themselves a few guns for distance to play with, and they're Sentinels who are doing the damage. But speaking of damage, it's everyone who is trying to do the most, to output the most damage in this situation to win this fight. Oxygen will not win it. They will fall. VP will fall on this side as well, as DSG overlook everything that's going on.
Can anyone stay healthy? That's the real question. Serenity may be the best opportunity to actually take a fight to Disguise right now. 3 squads remain, but Omit are just a squad of 2, so they're in a pretty disadvantageous position as well. It's Disguise with the height, it's Disguise with the armors, and it could be, and maybe should be, a Disguise game here, but they still have to close it out. They still have to be very aware of Serenity. Oh, and I'll tell you what, Omit, they're joining the fight, they're joining the party. They're going to be back to a 3 here.
All the loot's going to be collected here, and grenades in this sort of situation can be the difference maker. Keep your eyes on this Sentinel, though. Enemy might be the man to create the opening. Designful's found himself a Sentinel as well, so hey, take your pick on who's got the long-distance weaponry to force these two teams together. Designful going to use another shield cell here. Plenty of them in the backpack alongside enemy to make sure if this Sentinel shot will hit, it will hit as hard as possible.
Wow, a lot of vision has now been taken up by Disguise. They can't really see much. The scan's going to help 88, but here is the Wraith that we were speaking about earlier as well, and the ability to be able to just move into a different position. I was worried about where Disguise were. The ability to relocate this successfully just allows them to take slightly different angles and get extra goodies here from the death box.
Seal's got extra shield core here as well on the floor, Designful, so even if he takes damage and overextends, he can swap that quickly and get back, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. Allow an enemy to try and pick off some shots. 132! But it isn't enough to get that knock, but Designful's gone down to the ring! All of a sudden, Designful, who was trying to make the play on the ring, gets taken down. Disguise will fall as we're down to 2, and Omit move in.
Suddenly, Omit and the ability to get their third player back up is absolutely everything for them. Through the portal to celebrate, it's like showing off at this point. And somehow, some way, Omit, who were just a 2, still pull it off and take match number 4.
From Grandma's house to the victory screen, they can call themselves champions here in game number 4. Look at how treacherous the rotate is for Na'Vi. They have to move across the open ground in front of them, and Dark Zero, well, they're just waiting for them.
Well, Dark Zero are waiting. Let's jump into a listen and see what Dark Zero think of this zone.
Okay, I'm doing it.
This spot must be safe.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah, it is. He ran. He's down here, ball. We can play this one.
Okay. I'm smoking once. On the spot.
Get behind us.
I have no bets. I bet.
Get behind.
I won. I have one more smoke, saving it.
I'll drop the bat.
Over here.
We need kills.
It's a right, Rob. It's right.
On me. One dead.
Dead.
Oh, cool.
I'm chilling. We can shoot out.
What
With me.
Runner.
We can shoot out with me. We got it. I want to smoke it. I'm
Walking one.
Shoot on.
Building.
Fucking bitch. I'm thermite again.
50%.
Yeah, I'm taking again.
Just jump back, fuck it.
Yeah,
Play one. Knock down. Cut.
Dead.
Arms up.
I've got the...
Well, Dark Zero get the kills, and the intensity is there as well. Crazy Raccoon now outside of market, looking to make their mark on this lobby.
Dark Zero get the chance to reset, but LG has one remaining player. As now Crazy Raccoon doing a lot of damage at the moment. The gas, the Nox grenade is doing plenty of damage as well. You can see Jen Burton just got knocked by Sweet, who's the last remaining player of LG, by the way.
LG and Sweet is doing crazy stuff right now, by the way. I don't know how he's still alive, and he is, and he might go down in the next few seconds, but he was causing so much carnage in that lobby. LG will fall. Tommy on Kong might be the next team to go down as well. Zinky, the last man standing for them, he will fall as 2 squads now remain.
What a hold from Dark Zero, but I'm afraid it's probably going to be too late because Crazy Raccoon can surround them now, and they should be able to just pick apart Dark Zero because they can just watch this doorway.
But this is Dark Zero we're talking about, and it's not that easy. Dark Zero gonna knock themselves, but it's not enough. Crazy Raccoon will be a champions here in game number 5.
From game 1 to game 5, Crazy Raccoon make it 2 wins in this series to really propel themselves up that leaderboard. And they're only just going to be behind the team they just killed, Dark Zero.
Up onto the team at the top of the drill tower, so they're going to allow other teams to survive underneath. The difficulty here for MDY White, as always, is at some point, you have to drop. And when you drop, your gun isn't up, and the teams who are on the low ground can take advantage.
One's already fallen as well. It's going to be Orain who's able to get the initial one. Now we're going to see Beast of the Hunt activated as MDYY say, well, we might have to send it, but Aurora say no, we'll send it for you.
Aurora do not need to be asked twice, but are they going to look back at this as a mistake? The answer, we're going to have to wait and see. Another team is going to try and join. It's Omin who now go up onto the Hyper. Lufka will go down. Light goes down as well, and Blast is now on its own, and somehow it looks like Aurora's still alive here.
Somehow still alive, as now it's just fists are swinging and Omen get eliminated. Now it's Aurora, but it's 2R1C, the healthiest team, and all they have to do realistically is find this last player on Aurora. It should just be a waiting game.
Well, TR1C are going to do it for you, but it's Hardeki. It's still Hardeki, and for as good as he is, with all due respect, you have the feeling that even Hardeki knows, wait a minute, or he's saying, right boys, it's up to me.
Well, ladies and gents, here we go. This could be an I was there moment.
What have you got for us, Hardeki? Not enough. 2-on-1 for win. Game number 6. But an incredible effort from Aurora in those final moments. But it's the two European teams who give us that moment in the end. And how that is going to change things down on those final standings.